I want to bring in one of my favorite fighters of all times. You know, you would have to put him up in the high rankings of one of the greatest Mexican-American fighters, the original Mi Vida Loca, Johnny Tapia. Brother, are you on the line with us?
Hey, how you doing, my brother? How's everybody doing out there?
Well, Johnny, you got a fight coming up. Let me ask you this, Johnny. Why step back into the ring? Why not just enjoy the fruits of what you've created throughout your whole career? Why get back into that square ring again, my brother?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, I'm doing it through the courts. You know, they let me out of prison a month early, so they gave me enough time to fight and get this parole board off my back. And so I told them I'd come back to fight. So, you know, I got 2 more and I'm done. I'm going to let it go. I just got considered the king of the history of boxing at a junior bantamweight. I'm going to get inducted in the Hall of Fame. We're going to be going up to Canastota, New York. This is why I'm coming back. I got 2 more. And I want to just show the kids it's not how you fall, it's how you pick yourself up. And, you know, just continue being good. If you think that doing drugs is hard, go into a boxing ring and see how hard and difficult it is. And basically, it's a lot better.
I read your book, and one of the things that I found amazing about you is that with your wife, you know, Teresa, who basically has helped you, picked you up, and made you the man that you are today. When you were trying to swoop her up, you know, you were trying to, you know, throw your suave to her. She shot you down. She shot you down plenty of times. And that showed me the resilience that you bring as a fighter, that you were like, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm going to keep doing that. But then I look at the other darker side about you, and for some reason, it looks like you can't say no to the bad habits in your life. Why is that?
You know what it is? Because all my whole life, I've always had tragedy. And basically, the truth is, you know, when I came into this world, I ended up dying as a young kid, and then I lost my mom when I was 8 years old. She got stabbed 22 times with a knife, picked and then raped. And then I had a lot of anger for that for many, many years. And I used it in the ring. I always thought the guy that I fought is the one that got to my mom. So I ended up going 13 years undefeated as 51-0. And now that I'm turning my life around now, I mean, it's never too late to tell you the truth. But now I'm doing it, and I got some greatness and success into it.
What happened with Sugar Ray Leonard when he was managing you? Because all of a sudden he was there, the next moment he wasn't. What was the behind-the-scene thing about that whole situation?
Let me tell you, you know, if I can't speak the truth, I won't say nothing, man. And the truth is, I would love for you, and I'll stay as long as you want on this phone to talk to you about everything that's the truth. But what happened with Sugar Ray Leonard is that Top Rank brought him in, saying that he was my manager. But a lot of it was, he was never my manager. He was just in with me. So it's always been my wife that was been my manager.
Ray was just there to pretty much be a figure, I guess you could say, in a matter of speaking, a figure to attract other fans, maybe to follow you. Is that what they were looking at?
No. With Sugar Ray, he was an idol of mine too. Believe me, by all means, a hell of a fighter, one of the best boxers out there, the quickest, fastest. But you know what? They bring a lot of these guys in. You know, I've had Mickey Rooney, I had William Forsythe, Mickey Rourke, Edward James Olmos. I got all these guys that come to the fights just to talk to me, and you know, just a friend of mine. Basically, really was a good friend of mine. I had Tyson. Tyson's been my partner since 1980 when we both started boxing together. But I gotta say one thing now that we're on air, if it wasn't for the fans, honestly and sincerely, of being people, idolizing people, and you know, God's our idol, but the truth is, being a celebrity is, a lot of these celebrities don't realize if it wasn't for the fans, we would not be where we're at today. And I want to thank my fans for being there to thick and thin.
We're both from the same place. I mean, my family settled in Las Cruces, New Mexico, so I've always had a bond with you in that sense. But I'm curious about your style. You're one of the most original fighters I've ever seen, and you fight in a way unlike any fighter I've really watched. Where does that come from? Were you always like that as a kid? The angles and just the way you moved?
You know what, Gabe, to tell you the truth, I beat 45 guys in a week to accomplish a national title. You know, I've learned how to box from Julio. I've learned how to hit the body like Julio. I've learned how to box like Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, I've studied so many people through the years of me fighting. And it's mainly who I am. I can switch lefty. I can slug. I can box. And not too many fighters that can do that. I guess I was blessed. I was a natural fighter.
Brought so much energy, and you would even talk to the people at ringside or say what's up. Where does that come from?
You know what? Just fucking shit, I guess. Just expect me hard. I'm sorry, I'm on the air. I'm sorry. It's just fucking shit, you know. And you know what it is? I want to speak the truth. But it's just fucking shit. You know, I don't know where I get it. Or this guy will pop me like Marcos Antonio Barrera, he hit me so hard. Or I turned around, looked at the governor and said, what's up? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just not being on air, I guess.
Hey, if there's one moment in your career, I can't remember the exact fight. I think it was when you were fighting Danny Romero, and you looked over, and your trainer was trying to talk to you, and you looked at the camera, and you go, I want to say hi to everybody in Albuquerque. I want to say hi to my grandpa. And you just, like, went off, you know? And then you go right back and listening to your trainer. I thought that was a classic Johnny Tapia moment, man. Not only did you have the crowd rooting for you, but you had everybody just rolling, man. I was like, that's a real dude right there. That's just a real dude. But talking about that, man, you know, in your family, you know, first of all, how's your family doing, man? How's everybody in that family doing?
You know what, I want to say thank you. I appreciate, you know what, I got a beautiful wife that's been there through thick and thin for 18 years. I got 3 beautiful kids. They're not out there because their daddy's not out there, but they're all right, you know what I mean? But, you know, the thing is they're boxing now. I got a beautiful gym on 2425 Monroe, off Cutler. And basically what I'm trying to do is get the kids off the street. You know, and now that I got some time clean, I got it about 15 months clean now. And I'm really taking it to another level and just trying to help out others, you know.
Reading your book, you were a travieso. You would say in your book, being little, you had a habit of just punching everybody to get attention because you were little, because you were so small. Is there anybody in your family that reminds you, or maybe will your family go like, this reminds me of little Johnny when he was little?
You know what? I got a little boy that's like that, but they don't pay attention to me because I'm like their friend. You know, I'm always messing around, you know, but when Mama talks, it's a whole completely different story. You know, but I have my little boy Lorenzo. He's a wild one. He's a wild one, but when Mama talks, he really listens. But he's a terco. He's identical. He's identical to me. I feel sorry for him, but he's identical.
I thought of the tragedy, you know, with Edwin Valero, and how outside of the ring, maybe you guys had a similar amount of adversity. Both of you guys were able to find a big measure of redemption inside the ring, but obviously, you know, you're still around, and Edwin Valero had the tragedy happen, you know, a little while back. How close to a tragedy like that have you been in your life before, and how have you been able to avoid it?
You know what? First of all, I went off a cliff 80 feet down when I was 7 years old, and the lady that was next to me fell through the windshield, and I went right after her, and they squashed her against the tree, and it spattered the blood all over me. Tragedy, when I first came out, they shot my dad at gunpoint and killed him. And then I lost my mom when I was 8. When I went to prison, I ended up losing my grandma, my grandpa, and then I lost my wife's mom. That was a second mom to me. But like I said, tragedy has kept me alive, kept me going, made me struggle and fight to keep my dream alive. And, you know, it's by the faith of God that I'm still alive today. I've already been clinically dead 5 times. And by the grace of God, I'm still going. And what keeps me going is putting a smile on somebody's face every day. You know, somebody comes, hey, can I have your autograph? I tell them, hey, can I have yours? You know, it's putting a smile on somebody's day. You know, it's putting a smile on somebody's face that really makes me happy and makes me want to be alive. If I did not have that, I'd probably been dead a long time ago.
I'm curious, Johnny. You seem like a guy that loyalty is everything to you. You know, you still at the party with the people you came with, it seems, particularly your family. But would you recommend to young up-and-coming fighters that start to get the kind of stardom that you did to move away from the roots if they came up in a rough neighborhood, or to stay where they are?
You know, what I would like to tell the upcoming fighters is what happened to John Tapia, and this comes from my heart, you know. The first time I was clean, I hated drugs, I didn't like alcohol, nothing, cigarettes, I used to squash my grandma's cigarettes. But the truth was, what happened to me is, it was after a title fight, and I won when I was 22 years old. Some guy says, hey, come on here, let's try this. And I said, no, I don't want to. He goes, just try once. Well, the first time I tried cocaine, the second time was my habit. And I would love to tell everybody without being a hypocrite, because that's not me. I would like to say, please don't ever try it. Don't listen to your friends. love your mom and dad, because when they're gone, it really hurts so much. I cry today when I see kids or when I see guys, elderly men, hug their moms and their family. It really hurts me a lot because I've lost everything in my life. But thank God, God has given me a wife and kids, man. But say sometimes I feel like going too when I see that, But God's got me here for a reason, and I would love to tell the kids out there, enjoy every moment that you have with your family, because without your family, you ain't nowhere, and you ain't gonna go nowhere.
Obviously, you have an addiction. Do you agree that the system should put you behind bars, or should they should see them use it and help people that have this disease or this addiction? You see where I'm going with this? I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yes, I know what you're saying, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're making a lot of sense. And you're one of the few persons that would ask me this. And you know what, like I said, if I can't tell you the truth, I ain't going to lie to you. And that's me. And the truth is, if I book you and book everybody else you're with, it's going to cost $500 or $1,000 just to get out. The system's banking. It's a crooked business. It's a freaking crooked business. And whoever gets the stop, got a warrant, take them in. They're just making money left and right. I really wish I could have got involved with that system a long time ago. I'd be a billionaire right now.
Do you think the drug war is well, we're on the internet. Do you think the drug war is bullshit and it's just a way of the government making money? And do you think
that's a lot of money?
It's
all bullshit. Everybody has issues. There's prescriptions, there's drugs, there's alcohol, but you know what it is? They're just making it worse than what it is. And if bringing in the Army, bringing in the Navy, Marines, well, everybody, this has been going on for years. This ain't nothing new. Let me tell you guys something, and I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart, the top of my heart. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Mm-hmm. That's the way this whole system is. Some people are getting out on murder raps. Some people are getting out for killing their kids. But you get a guy that has 5 DWIs and stays in there for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, I don't get that.
At all.
I just seen it right now a while ago. This lady went and killed 3 of her kids. I seen on CNN. She killed 3 of her kids, and they let her out the next day. Face insanity. You get this guy that has 2 DWIs, and you put him away for 2 years. Well, the guy's a drug. Give him a rehab. You know what I mean? Or put him in jail just to waste the money. And you get $1,200 a day for jail. It's $1,200 a day. So you know what I mean? Would you rather spend $250 and give him a prescription, help him out, and see what's wrong with him, or an abuse, or for they can't drink no more? Or will you just put him in the system just to lock them up and throw away the key? It's not, like I said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. What lawyer's better will get you out.
Johnny, do you think that juvenile hall systems, detentional systems, does that benefit our children, or should they help these kids with counseling? Should they put the money in there? Because I'm one of those kind of cats that believe when you put a kid behind bars, a juvenile, you're not helping them. You're just making them a better criminal.
You know what? Let me tell you something. This goes with just me. The first day I went to jail, I was scared. I was frightened. And then I knew everybody, and it was fun. So if they would have got me and gave me some counseling for all the issues that I've had, I had a lot of issues. Instead of throwing me in jail and just help me out with counseling or rehabs, or you can go to a lot of rehabs and get worse too. But it's how you take it. You know what? And putting these people, these little kids, and just throwing them away and throw the key, they get scared, and then after you keep them there a long time, it's no problem. I'll go back, do 9 months. Okay, I'll go out, do it again. But if you could stop the problem before it causes worse, it'll be all right. Make this world a better world.
It's more like criminal college as opposed to actually solving the problem. I mean, do you think that if we treated our addicts, with compassion and put them in a program as opposed to putting them in jail, do you think you would have as long a history as you did?
No. Plus, you can get worse inside. Shit, hey. The truth is we need, the governor took away all of our programs. Yeah. I mean, everybody else has programs except New Mexico. So there's more addicts. There's not enough rehabs that are teaching us. And then you got to pay your arm and leg just to go to a special rehab and shit. Just because, just like if you're Joe Blow and we want to go to Betty Ford to get help, you got to pay $20,000. And then there's on top they go and just get in and just get worse. So you know what they got to treat everybody the same. Everybody, they don't care if you're Michael Jordan or you're Whitney Houston or whoever you are. You know what? You got to treat the person. They have 2 hands and 2 feet like everybody else, and treat us. And we need the help.